Are not the rich the ones who oppress you and the ones who drag you into court? James 2, verse 6b. At first, this verse seems to suggest that the rich should not be favored because they don't deserve it. It sounds like James is telling them what is wrong with you people, for the rich are the ones who are oppressing you and taking you to court. They have mistreated you, the poor, and you would be foolish to repay such actions with your kindness to them. But we don't see here a counsel to Christians not to be kind to these rich people. Instead, we see that undue esteem should not be given to the rich at the expense of the poor. Perhaps some believers were calculating that excessive flattery of rich people who visited their assembly might help them gain their favor. If so, their calculations were completely off. We see in the verse that there had been immoral and perhaps illegal practices of rich people against the poor. I would like to read from Douglas Moo commenting on how the poor were oppressed by the rich back then, and maybe true even now in some places. He says, in the first century Middle East, a small group of wealthy landowners and merchants accumulated more and more power, while a large number of people were forced from their land and grew even poorer. Most of James's readers probably belonged to this class of poor agricultural laborers. The scenario is one that would be very familiar to readers of the Old Testament. The prophets frequently denounce rich people who oppress the poor. Example Amos 4:1. These rich people were undoubtedly using their wealth and influence with the courts to secure favorable verdicts against the poor, forcing them to forfeit their land for late payments and insisting on ruinous interest rates. So James says undue esteem or flattery should not be given to these rich who oppress them, the poor. Have a blessed day.